Welcome to another episode, Marc Podcast. And today I will be speaking on bettering your credit score. Ooh, such a boring topic, huh? I feel a lot of you guys need it, including myself. So, by the way, I am not a credit representative or someone that have deep knowledge about credit. I'm just here because I had bad credit. Now my credit score is in the high 700s. So I feel I can speak about this to help others who have low credit scores or no credit at all or bad credit. So once again, I'm not a credit representative. I don't have deep knowledge in it. I just want to share with you how I had a low credit score and I was able to boost it up to the high 700s. So, first and foremost, a lot of people was never taught the correct procedures of having good credit growing up. Many families, many low income families, they don't teach that. They don't teach credit, and it's a shame, but I feel I should speak on this because, you know, I got out of the depths of debt and I want to help you guys do it as well. Only for the ones, of course, that would like to listen and receive the knowledge and go forward with it. For the rest of you, I know a lot of you're probably going to listen and, still continue to go on with your lives with your horrible credit. But for the ones that really, really want to know, I'm going to go ahead and teach you about this right here. So, like I say, many people wasn't taught about credit growing up, When you turn 18, I know at least in my case, when I turned 18, I had credit card offers getting thrown at me. Not super huge credit balance amounts, but a credit card. So I never looked at it as free money. But I know a lot of people look at it as, you gonna let me borrow money? I ain't paying it back. Yeah, right. And that is where you mess up at. Your credit is equivalent to your reputation, to your word. I speak time and time again about, my fellas out there got to be a man of your word. You say something, you got to do it. Credit is a huge example of this, right? Just think about that. Set example, right? Let's say one of your homies come and ask you, yo, man, I'm fell on hard times. Let me hold $40 till I get paid, till next time I get paid and I pay you back. I promise you I'm going to pay you back. You ain't got to worry about that. And you say, sure. You don't give it to them in increments. You don't say, I'm going to give you 10 now and then I'm going to give you 10 in an hour. And I'm like, no. You give them the whole 40 because they need it, right? And then, you don't hear from the person no more. Or they curving you. For those you don't know what curve means, they ignoring you. They trying to not be seen by you because they know they owe you money. And that's how reputations get, ruptured, damaged. Because of money, finances. Well, same thing with the credit card companies. They offer you a line of credit, meaning, hey, we want to offer you $300 worth of credit or $400, $500 worth of credit. Same rule applies. You take that money and you pretty much electronically agree that, hey, whatever credit that I use, I'm going to pay you back. I'm going to pay you back, Mr. Credit Card Company. And then you use up all the 300 and you even go over 300 with the intentions of not paying it back. Guess what? That's where your credit score is, your reputation. So you did that credit card company wrong. Let's just say Visa. And now they put your reputation out there. Like, hey, this person they never paid me back. So guess what? You go to Discover or you go to another Visa or whatever, and they're going to look at your credit score and they're going to say, you have a history of not paying people back. So we're not going to let you hold anything because you have that reputation not paying people back. So always remember, when it comes to your credit, it's your reputation. And that's how the credit companies look at you. Are you going to pay the money back or not? And that's a little bit based off of your credit, like your credit score. You agree to pay back what you owe. So if you use $200 out of the $300 credit, you got to pay that back. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Pay it back because you promised to pay it back. Be a man of your word. Be a woman of your word, and pay your debts back. Otherwise, you're gonna find yourself at these pay loan places. But yeah, they're gonna let you hold $200, and then again, that's your reputation too. But they're gonna put interest on it. You know what I'm saying? So you could pay that off early, but you still gotta pay that interest too. You don't want to go down that road. Pay your debts. Pay your debts, and then be disciplined. And when you're using your credit, when you're out here spending your money, or using up your credit card to buy clothing or food, keep in the back of your mind, just always just be disciplined on when you're spending money, when you're using credit. My rule of thumb is if you don't have it in the bank, you shouldn't even be using credit at all, because things happen in life. What do you think's going to happen if you could lose your job or anything, and you don't have that money to pay the credit card back? The people still want their money. And then you got late fees, late charges, and before you know it, it's in collections, and now you got bad credit. It's on your credit for 7 years or whatever. So be disciplined. If you have $200 in your savings, just know you can't go over $200. Credit cards are used, I'm not going to say for emergency purposes, but it's for okay, I don't have cash now, but I have cash in the bank. I can pay this back easily. That's what credit cards are used for, really. And I'm going to get deeper into this as I'm speaking. Just use discipline with spending. Don't overdo it, because you're going to find yourself in debt, and you're going to be blaming people because you have bad credit. And most of a lot of you know the power of rejection. You go want to rent an apartment, or you want to go get a loan out for a home or a car, and you're denied because your credit worthiness sucks. You don't want to go through that. I've been through that. So you don't want to go through that. So just have discipline when you're using your credit card. That's true discipline. Like I say, the consequences of not paying your credit card back off, or paying it off, is, like I say, late fees occur. That means interest is going to happen. Meaning, depending on your credit percent or your interest rate that you signed up for, if your due date is on the 3rd of $160 that you spent, and you don't pay it back by the 3rd, it's now late. Now a percentage is going to be added to that 160 because you failed to pay the credit card company back on time. Because it's, at the end of the day, it's not your money. You're really borrowing money from Visa or Discover or whatever. It's not your money. So you got to be careful. If it ain't your money, people are going to charge you for using their money. We're nice. We let friends borrow $60 without interest. But these companies, they have money, yes, but they're going to charge you for using their money. That's how they make money, So you don't want to have late fees on your credit score, on your credit history, not paying it back, because again, your credit score is going to drop to the point where you're going to be denied for everything. And in some cases, some employment, they go off of your credit. And if they see you have bad credit, they're probably not going to hire you. That never happened to me, but I've heard stories about it. So just be careful. And I also want to point out, man, I hear a lot of people say, oh, it's because I'm black. That's why they denied me for a loan. And I hear this on social media, YouTube. It blows my mind. I'm like, really? You're going to blame that you got bad credit because of your skin color? What? Well, maybe because you don't have credit. You never own a credit card, or nobody knows your situation, so you lie about it. And you got credit cards that you've never paid back, but now you're blaming it on culture or whatever you want to blame it on. No. Man up, woman up. If you got credit cards, pay them. If you're in debt with school loans or whatever, man up and pay them back. Otherwise, your credit is going to take a hit, and there's nothing you could do about it. Um, and if you're in debt and you know you owe a company or you owe student loans or you owe a credit card and it's been years or whatever, you need to reach out to them. And if they still have that debt under their name, you need to negotiate with them to find a way for you to pay that. Negotiate that debt down and then agree, hey, look, I can pay you this much a month. They will speak to you because they're gonna get some of the money back. It's either they're gonna get some of the money back or they're not gonna get no money at all. I mean, it doesn't really help them, but something is better than nothing. So call them. Don't be a coward. Don't be scared. Don't be fearful. Muster it up. Get some strength inside of you. I always speak about strength, and you need to be bold and call these companies that you owe. It's your fault. You owe. And you need to negotiate and say, hey, look, I'm sorry, something. And say, hey, look, I could pay this. Can you drop it down to this? Can we come up with a plan so we could drop it down to where it's affordable for me? I'm so sorry. I really, just say something. And you never know what could happen. They could shave off $20,000 and say, hey, look, just pay us $10,000 and you could pay us $100 a month, whatever. But do something. Don't just let your credit just stay bad. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people, they're in horrible situations, horrible living conditions because they have bad credit. You can't even put an apartment in your name because you have bad credit. You can't even go get a car in your name. You can, but your interest rate's gonna be so high on a car loan. It's like paying a mortgage. You paying $800-900 for a hoopty that ain't even worth that much. But since your credit is so bad, just fix your credit. That's all I'm saying. Fix your credit. You might call these people and they probably say, no, we want the whole thing, but start working on it. Start now. Don't procrastinate, because if you don't start now, it's going to continue to procrastinate. It's going to continue to be bad for you. Just man up and take care of your responsibilities. That's all I'm saying. I had to do it. I was in that same boat. And I hate talking about myself, but I have to say the things I went through so that way it's a testimony. So that way I'm not just on camera just talking like I know it all. I've been through these things. I just want to share it with you. I remember going to college right after high school, working a part-time job, driving from Florida City to Miramar Monday through Thursday, full-time student. Yeah, I was one of those ones. Oh, I'm going to get me a degree and I'm going to be good. And, you're young and dumb. And got myself in debt with credit card because I didn't have enough money, pocket money for gas and food and, those common things. And I was just using the credit card. Young and foolish. How it'll happen. Something's going to happen where I'll pay it back. And I wind up not paying it back. And I got in debt, not only with the credit card, but then with school loan as well. I had 2 things on my credit. And those 2 things, I couldn't get nothing in my name. Nada. Then on top of that, I overdrafted. I don't know if y'all remember this bank called Washington Mutual. That is, I believe now it's Wells Fargo. But back then it was Washington Mutual. Yeah, I had them. And I was in a hole with them for like $50. I had 3 things on my credit. Couldn't even open a bank account. I had to muster up back then and holler at Washington Mutual, pay my little $50 so I can open up an account. So, man, I'm telling you, you don't want to go through that. I've been through it. It's hard. It's tough when you go and try to go into Verizon or go to these places and they run your credit and they're like, nah, we can't. Nah, you have a history of not paying stuff back. You don't want that. Rejection hurts. At least that rejection. So avoid that. If you sign up for something, be a man of your word, woman of your word, pay it back. Be careful how you spend your money. Don't get tempted into buying all these things because you have a credit line. Who cares? It's not your money and you can't afford it. Cut it out. Stop it. And then teach your kids about credit. Yes, parents, teach your kids about credit so they can have an idea when they turn 18, 19. They can have an idea of what it is, Because if you don't teach them, they're not taught that. Put it like this. If you don't teach them, the world is going to teach them. And if the world have to teach you something, it's pretty bad. You're going to go through it. There's no mercy out here in these streets, in this cold world out here, for real. Because the credit card company, they're going to send the offer to your son or daughter. They're going to send them to your children and say, hey, you don't have no credit. You can get credit with us, and we're going to start you off with an $800 credit limit. And if they're not taught, they just know how to spend, but don't know how to spend in a disciplined way. Guess what? They're going to fall into the same trap a normal 18, 19-year-old would. They're going to scan the money, and they're not going to pay it back. And they're going to mess up their credit early. See, the wealthy, the rich, the people that make money, they teach their kids these type of things. They teach them responsibility. They don't teach them you got a credit card and you got to teach them. Seriously. For those of you who have bad credit, not so good credit, or no credit, you just need to gain some credit. Let me give you a little insight of what you should do. Like I say, I'm no credit expert, but I have a very good credit score. So I feel like I can speak on this. I have a little experience in this, Like I say, if you have bad credit, you need to start calling your debtors, calling the people you owe, and setting up payment plans, because when you start paying on that, your credit could eventually start going up, because they're seeing now, he's paying or she's paying. Wow. Your trust in the world is starting to creep up there. It's going to take a while though. Don't get me wrong. But a start is a start. If you don't start, it's just like with anything in life. If you don't start it, nothing's going to happen. It's all in your hands. Free will. Nobody forces you to do anything, especially when it comes to this credit. Be smart. Don't be foolish. So those of you who got some debt in your name, cars and car loans, and start paying it off. And if it's already in collections or somewhere, you need to reach out to like a consolidation company or a credit repair company or a representative to figure out how to get rid of this. Pay them a little something, because they're the experts at this. Get that thing consolidated, and they're going to tell you probably in the next 3 years, if you pay this amount, they'll be able to wipe it out, and you got to start fresh. But start somewhere. Like, don't be in the same slump that you're in now because of your credit. You want to move out the hood, or you want to move out of here, but I got bad credit. Start doing something about it. I want to be your motivation. Get up. Pick up the phone. We got all these phones. We'll be on TikTok, social media, Instagram, YouTube. Some of y'all be on them little nasty sites. I better cut that out too. But use it for something good. Start negotiating. Hello. That's why we here. For those of you who is trying to increase your credit or gain credit, this and there's a lot of studies on this. I looked it up before I did this podcast, but I would say, and this is what I do, I try not to use 20% of my credit limit on a credit card. I just don't. Right? So if you got a $500 credit limit that you can spend, try not to go over 20% of the total amount. Stay within 20% spending. Don't go over the 20%. That way, the credit card companies will see that you're responsible. You're disciplined. You're responsible. You know how to handle money. And then they're going to offer you more credit line. Like, they're going to increase your credit line because you're responsible. You're a responsible spender. They're not going to offer that to the person that's always at the edge. It's $800 limit. I'm at $789, and it's every single month. They're like, this person they live on the edge. Too much risk. Not giving you a bump up. No. But if you're responsible and you pay everything on time, you utilize at least 20% of your credit line from that credit card, Trust me, you're gonna get offers. Hey, it's gonna be crazy. It's happened to me. Oh, we increased your credit line by $200. 6 months down the road, oh, we increased it by another $200. It happened to me. Just got to be responsible. Don't be spending all the way up to the 800 limit or whatever your limit is, or going over the limit. Stay within 20% of utilization of your credit line and keep it that way. And you'll see what happens. You ain't got to take my word for it. Just do it. You'll see. And then also, whatever credit that you use, pay it back in full. Let me say that again. This is very, 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 very important. Don't just pay the 10% or whatever the minimum amount to pay. No, are you crazy? Pay it back in full. Because when you pay it back in full, there's no interest fees that's going to be applied to what you owe. If you pay the minimum amount, there's an interest fee that's going to be applied to what you still owe. That's how a lot of the times the credit cards make their money. I'm not going to go into deep details of how credit card companies owe their money because, they have investment companies and they invest their money into stocks and all of that. So they make their money grow regardless. But one of the ways that they make money is they charge you interest because you're late on your payments. Pay it back in full. It takes me back to the beginning of this episode when I said, spend your credit, use your credit responsibly. Have discipline. Utilize 20% of your credit. And know if you got $200 in the bank, that's how much you can spend. I'm not saying to just spend $200, but I'm saying you need to have whatever you're going to spend on that credit card, you need to have that in the bank. So that way, if something happens, whatever may happen, you can pay that credit card off in full. I'm telling you, this is a reputation. And you want to have your reputation as clean as possible with these creditors or these credit lines or these credit companies. Because like I say, in the future, you're going to want to own a home. You're going to want to own a car. You're going to want to own some things. And in order to own things, you got to have good credit. If you don't have good credit, you're not going to own nothing. You're going to always be leasing your vehicle. You're always going to be financing your vehicle because you're a debtor. You're in debt. You owe them. Why live like that? So pay the credit card off in full every single term and pay it before the due date. Don't wait till after the due date and say, oh, they charged me the interest. I'm going to pay it in full because I got it. No, pay it before the due date. I always try to pay at least 3 days before the due date. I want to make sure it's processed through because it usually takes about 24 to 48 hours for it to process through. I want to make sure my debt is at zero when that due date comes. I don't want no issues. And that's why I have I'm in my high 700s. I'm telling you, I had bad credit back in the day, a couple years back. I'm talking, I had horrible credit. I knew nothing about credit. It was even to a point I wanted to fix it. And I went to this credit card. It was this free, I think somebody was in my HOP. So I used to go to this church and we called it HOP, House of Peace. It's a Bible study that we go every week. A lot of you guys should see my page on Facebook. You guys know what I'm talking about, at least some of you. But I was referred to this place where they'll help you build your credit up. And I remember going there. It was a couple years ago. I went there and I pretty much showed them, my check stubs, how much I make, how much my car insurance is, my utilities, and all of that. My credit was so bad, they couldn't even help me at that point. It was like, listen, we're going to call you in 6 months because you got to they told me what to do kind of, but it was like, we can't do nothing for you now. So within those 6 months, I constantly went to church, fasted, praying, and I built up the courage one day. I said, you know what? I know I owe Bank of America, it was like $200 and something due to a joint account I had with a female way back when we was dating back in 05 or 06 or something, a long time ago. And, things happened and it was a joint account. Silly on me. That was a young, foolish mistake too. Getting a joint account, that's a whole nother story. But My name was attached to that account, so it messed up my credit. I kid you not. I called them that one day, and Bank of America didn't have no type of history on it. I don't see your name. I don't see the other person, the girl's name that you're talking about. They transferred me to another department. I spoke with this Asian female. She even said, "Oh, there's nothing there." She even said, "Look, I'll mail you your credit history. There's nothing there. It's blank." And she mailed it, and sure enough, it was pages, but it was nothing. I didn't know anything. It's like everything was wiped clean. I mean, of course, having no credit is kind of like having bad credit because it's like you have to start all over. But I was happy. I'm like, whoa, thank you, Lord. Oh my gosh. And I'm blessed. And I know a lot of people aren't blessed to say that, but hey, I'm thankful, Lord. Thank you. So I started back over. And I made, oh, and by the way, I had repos. I had a repo on my car because I couldn't pay it because I lost my car, went to jail, and all type of stuff happened. My car got repoed. I think I owed a credit union some. Man, I just went through the ringer, man. But when I saw that my credit was wiped clean, thank you, Lord. Secret. Thank you, Lord. I know a lot of y'all don't believe me. Man, you at this church. Hey, you ain't got to believe me. But I know my credit was wiped clean. And I ain't mess it up no more. Then I'm like, I need to get a credit card. I'm so scared because I know they're going to reject me because man, what if that credit, you start to thinking, you start assuming, but what if the credit, maybe they pulled it up and maybe they found it and it's going to put it back on my credit. You start thinking the worst. Ye of little faith. I used to talk to myself like that. Ye of little faith. What are you doing? So, hey, I went on Credit Karma, checked my credit. It was super low. And they said recommended credit cards for you. I just picked one that was the highest percentage for me. Clicked on it, put my name in there, and I was approved for $300. I was the happiest human being on earth. You couldn't tell me nothing. I said, boy, I'm hood rich now. Ooh, I got $300. Yeah, let's go. Card came in. I had had my name on. I'm like, yes, I haven't owned that credit card since I was 18 years old, people. And at this time I was like 30. The stress that was removed, and I didn't take it for granted. And then guess what? Guess who called me? The guy, the credit place that I went to. They called me. Oh yeah, we wanted to see how your credit is doing. I told him, man, listen, y'all don't even call me no more. Thank you, but I'm good. My credit is good. I'm building my credit as we speak, so I don't need no help from you. I thank you, but no thank you. I appreciate you. God bless you. You have a wonderful life. I'm good to go. Not many people could say that, but I was one of the fortunate ones that could say it. And so sorry, I spoke about myself all this time, but I just want to let you guys know, like I know about it. Trust me. So pay your credit card off in full. And like I say, don't spend what you don't already have. If you don't have it in the bank, don't go over what you have in the bank. That's all that. That's a word of advice. I promise you. If you don't have it, don't use it. Okay. Now, spoke so negative about credit and what you should and shouldn't do. Let's get to the fun part, right? The good part of having good credit, decent credit, right? See, the good part of having a credit card is it helps with payment holds, right? How many of you ready to go out of town? You go to that rental car company and you say, man, I want that car right there. Oh man, we finna have a blast. We gonna hit these 600 miles. We gonna hit it up north or south or east or west. Oh man, we gonna ride. We gonna gas up and we gonna ride, right? Only for them to say, all right, cool. Of course, credit. But let's say you pass the credit, right? You have a credit card and they say, okay, well, it's a $300 hold. What do you mean $300 hold? Hold on, wait a minute. I mean, I got like I saved up. I don't want to take what I saved up for this trip, $300, $200, $250. I have to. You gonna hold that? See, that's where credit card come in. I mean, you throw that thing on a credit card. Yeah, put that hold on there. That's fine. I got the money in the bank. I am not even tripping. This is not coming out of the money that I've saved for this vacation. Bam. Good part about having a credit card. I'm telling you, it's perks to having good credit because you get rewards. I'm going to get into that shortly too, but it's just I'm telling you, man. I want y'all to feel as good as I'm feeling. I want y'all to join the feel good club when it comes to credit. I really do. It's a good feeling and you could do it. I'm here to motivate you to say you can do it. Pick up the phone, clear your debt, man. It might take you a year or 2, 3 years, whatever, man, but strive for excellence. That's what I do every single day. I work on myself. I work on my marriage. But most importantly, man, I work on me because I know I can affect my wife and I can affect my job and other people. I strive for excellence and I keep people away from me that is not trying to strive for excellence. I'm serious. If you're not trying to better yourself, strive for excellence, man, I don't know what you're doing in life. For real. Join the feel good club. Get that credit clean, man. You be like, come on over here. You know, let's get it. Let's be an example to those that needs motivation in their lives. I'm serious. Another good thing about having good credit, you get more offers. When the credit card company say, oh man, he's responsible. Hey, we have a $3,000 credit line just for you. And I'm like, I take that. Or hey, here's a $5,000 credit line. I'll take that one because that's bigger. That's not gonna mean that doesn't mean I'm gonna spend $5,000. That's not my intentions. Because the secret of it is the more credit you have, the better your score will be. I know a lot of you guys know that, but a lot of you guys don't know that. The bigger your credit line, if you got a $10,000 credit line limit and you're in good standards, you're gonna be hitting the 800 mark soon. Might take a year and a half, 2. You keep everything right. That's one of the little secrets to get to the 800. You gotta have a huge credit line. So yeah, give me that huge credit line. That's fine. I just got out of town from Atlanta. And on one of my credit cards, I have a $5,000 limit. So I used to, when I had bad credit or whatever, I used to have to carry around pocket money because I couldn't have credit card. And I feel very unsafe using debit cards. You shouldn't even be using debit cards, but we don't get into that. But and it's hard to calculate, and but now when I went to Atlanta, I had a $5,000 credit limit. I put the hotel in it. I put the rental car in it. Mind you, I have that money in savings just in case anything happens. I could pay the credit card company back. And then the pocket money, the food, and all of that went on one credit card. Now, that's only the one time that I went past my 20%. I went to like 40%, 45%. But I do that rarely if I'm going out of town or whatever. And guess what? I paid it all back because I have it in the account. So, but you get more offers. You get better offers, better deals, better reward points, better rates. All of those things when you have good credit, you're in good standings because you're a man of your word, woman of your word. You said something and you stuck by your word and you did it. Right? Like I say, rewards, money back. I don't even know when the last time I looked at the rewards. I've never even spent none of my rewards, but I'm pretty sure I'm in a couple hundreds when it comes to my credit cards or the rewards. Meaning, rewards just mean you pay everything back on time. And if you use your credit for gas at certain stores like food and clothing and movie theaters and certain areas, you get points. And those points is like dollar rewards. So you can get like $1 reward for pumping gas over here. You can get a $2 reward for using Amazon. And you keep swiping, but you're paying it back responsibly in full. Those points go up. Before you know it, you got $60. Yeah, I said $60. That means you could go online to your credit card company and say, hey, Send me those $60 in a check or send it to me in a gift card. That's free money. That's free money for they're pretty much congratulating you for being a good person, and they're giving you reward when you have good credit. So remember that. There's perks to doing good. I know this world teach you about the negative and fighting and drama, and I'm mad at this person, I have unforgiveness, but people forget, man, like the good side of life. When you're living good, you're eating good, your life is good. People forget how good you feel when you're doing, like, when your intentions are good in life, when you do good by people. People will want to be around you more, you know? So just keep that in mind. And also when you have a good part of credit or credit cards is it's easier to stop unauthorized payments. So there's a lot of scammers out here. So you go to a gas station, you pump gas, and at one of the pumps, somebody tinkled with the little card reader, and now they got your information. You can easily call your credit card and say, "Hey, stop this. This is unauthorized." They're gonna stop it immediately. They're gonna close that account. They're gonna send you a new card immediately. And some companies, if you have a good company, they're gonna overnight you a card. Debit card, you don't have that leisure. But with credit card, it's always, you can investigate that real quick and you can stop it fast. It's another good perk about doing good with your credit. And then last but not least, there's a lot of perks to having good credit, or the good side of credit. But better, and I'm going to just use this term, auto insurance. Yes. Do you know that when you get an auto insurance quote, yes, your credit is ran. They're not stupid. They're looking to see, is this person going to pay their insurance on time? And depending on where your credit lands, that's a part of your premium. If your credit score is low, with some insurance, I didn't say all insurance do this, but a lot of insurance companies, auto insurance companies, if your credit score is low, you got a high premium because you're not responsible. They feel that, you know what, he ain't gonna pay or she ain't gonna pay me every month on time. But if you have good credit, you're gonna have better rates. Now, I'm not saying that's gonna trump, you being a good driver, especially down here in Miami. We got some horrible drivers in Miami here. I know what I'm talking about. But if you're a horrible driver, you got 10, 11 accidents and tickets, then your credit ain't gonna save you. But if you're a safe driver and you have good credit, you will have better rates. Trust me, you will be surprised to see like the auto insurance coverages that I have. Remember, I started from nothing. Having good credit, it opens up doors. That's all I'm saying. All right, last but not least, your credit is affected from these factors. Like I said, on-time payments. That's one category. On-time payments. If they see you paying on time every single time, your credit goes up. It's one area. You got another area. Oldest credit line. So the older your credit line is, the more your credit score will go up. What do I mean by that? Let's say 3 years ago, you got on with Discover, I'm sorry. I'm talking about the Discovery Channel. I'm thinking about animals. Discover, right? You were in good standings with Discover for 3 years. And then you open a new line of credit, meaning you want to go to Visa and say, hey, I want to, you guys are offering me this, I'll take it. Now you have 2 credit cards, 2 lines of credit, Discover, Visa, right? Based off of your credit history or your credit score, your credit history, your oldest line of credit. So like I say, keep your Discover or whatever card you have, just keep it open as long as you can. Don't close no accounts. Leave it open. And the older it is, the more your credit score goes up. That's the second area. Credit used. So you got to use credit. You just can't have credit cards and not using them. Use your credit, but don't, utilize 20% of your credit. And if you do that responsibly, that's another area where your credit score goes up. Recent inquire. This means how many times did you go and apply for a credit card? 1 time, 2 times, 3 times out the month, 5 times. That's bad. You don't continue to be, no, relax. Relax. Don't have too many inquiries on your credit history. Get you 1 or 2 credit cards, two good credit cards, and let the years pass. Stick with those and vibe out. And before you know it, in that area, credit score goes up, right? New accounts. How many credit cards you open up within the last year, 2 years, 3 years? Don't open up too many accounts, man. Ride out with 2 credit. I rolled out with 2 credit cards for years. I recently just got with a credit card company, and they offered me the most credit line, and I had to get it. I have 3 credit cards. You shouldn't even have no more than 2. But if you can handle 3, by all means, you do it. But please be careful. Please be careful. And then last but not least, the available credit that you have. What was the available credit again? I forgot. New accounts. Oh, my bad. Okay, available credit. Available credit means how much money, how much credit have you used? Remember I was telling you about, if you have an $800 credit limit, don't spend the whole $800. The more credit that you have available, your credit score goes up. So these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, these 6 areas: on-time payments, oldest credit line, credit used, recent inquire, new accounts, and available credit. It could be more, but this is what I see on my little history. These 6, they're combined into one, and in one they boost your credit. And on the side of each one, it'll say poor, average, good, excellent. On 1, 2, I think on 4 of mine, 4 out of 6, I have excellent, and the other one is good. So I'm on my way to the 800s. I'm trying to join the 800 club, baby. For real. And I want you to do the same thing. So for those of you who have bad credit all their life, most of your adulthood, it's never too late. I got out of it. Take responsibility. Man up. Call your debtors. Fix it. Get it out the way. School loans, whatever it is, start chopping it down so you can establish some credit so you can finally own something for once. That's all I'm saying. Anyways, I felt that this was a good topic to speak on. And I usually don't speak about this, but like I say, I'm here to motivate. I want to help the people out there that don't have the voice to help them. This world is cold, man, and a lot of people are for themselves. They get and they keep it all for themselves. They just keep it for their families. They don't care about you. But guess what? I want to help you. I want to be the voice for those who that don't know what's going on. A lot of the times we get ourselves into situations because we don't know better. No one has ever taught us the knowledge. Our parents didn't teach us that growing up. Well, I'm going to take all the hardship that I went through and I'm going to apply it to this podcast. I want to speak to you guys out there to help you do better. For those 1 or 2, 3 that are listening. And for the rest, you can skip past this because I know you like drama. I know you like, I know you like that type of stuff. But for those who really want change, man, y'all tune into the podcast, man. Each and every time I drop, y'all make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, and make sure y'all stay up with the stuff that I'm posting. Because I'm not just posting for my health. I really want to help people. Seriously. Until next time.